On the move from inside his 5. And the returner will be knocked down. The Sooners' return man hardly helped out the offense with that one. Guys, this rivalry's a throwback. Aren't many left like this where the stadium's divided right down the middle.
So much tremendous history between these two teams. And, David, it just always seems in this game, you throw out the stats, you throw out the standings, you throw out the records, and this is just a different energy when we...
Just broke the tackle and still on his feet. And he was loose and in the open field and on his way. A tremendous pickup on that one.
Well, he's able to make it easy after that catch, and I think his speed is something that just scares DBs to death. When you think about great Oklahoma receivers recently, guys like CeeDee Lamb, Sterling Shepard, Hollywood Brown, DBs gave them so much cushion because they were afraid they were going to get run by, and I think that's how defenses treat this guy too. With his speed and his playmaking ability, he scares you to death, and that cushion helps him out tremendously.
Didn't pick up a lot there, moved it forward just a few. I know this Cotton Bowl is divided 50-50, but it's been mostly crimson and cream lately, Jesse.
And I think Texas, their players, their coaches, and their fans, they're just getting sick and tired.
And the defense is all over the quarterback, and down he goes.
And that is your job. The O-line has to protect their quarterback. That's the most important position on the field. You got to make sure you keep him upright. You got to do a better job.
On 3rd and long, a check down would be the last resort. And he feels the heat coming, and it burns him up. Another sack. And the Sooners will line up to punt it away. Getting our first look of the afternoon at the punter. Looking everywhere for room to run, but really good coverage, and he'll step out of bounds. So the Texas Longhorns offense will get the ball for the first time. As dynamic as this guy is on the outside, Jesse, you know he's going to be peeking that way from the free safety position.
Yeah, he's been watching the film. This dude in the middle, man, he can light people up. So you can't tiptoe. You got to be aggressive and run in there. But this is a pretty interesting matchup today.
And I love safeties that make receivers think. Make them know they're going to be there over the middle of the field, and you better think twice about catching that football.
Got to be smart, patient, great vision, uses all of that to get to the 29. You got to think they'll try to muscle their way forward on 3rd and short from the 29. They'll try to get it through the air. Quick strike complete. And they wrap him up, but not before he gets enough on the catch for the first down.
Shotgun fundamentals are so key. He was like a shortstop. Caught the shotgun snap and right away rifled it out of his hands like he was turning two. That was beautiful.
Defense caught out of position, and they get him down finally at the 38. And the Longhorns have their offense in high gear. Wide receiver shows motion. They'll throw it on first down. And the heat gets home. They knock him down back at the 45. That's the last thing you want as an offense, a negative play, a sack on first down. From the gun, they'll try to impose their running game. At the 35, he's got room. Hit the gas, kid, wide open ahead. And chunk plays are the name of the game, and they get one here before the defense finally makes the stop. The Longhorns racing to the line in the hurry-up. He's got it on the right. And he'll haul it in and take it to the end zone. Touchdown, Texas! And it feels good to land that first big punch against a rival, doesn't it?
No doubt. In a game like this, too, you just want to be executing at a high level early. So, David, that's got to feel great getting on the board first.
And settles everyone down. All the nerves, all the emotion of this rivalry game. Now everybody can kind of settle in because you know you already got a touchdown on the board.
Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. So Oklahoma has it again, and here comes the offense. They'll go to the ground. May not be the most memorable play of the day, but it's important as he gets them out to the 25-yard line. After the 9-yard pickup on first down, here's 2nd and 1. Brought down to the ground, but he has enough for the first down. There's always been a lot of flash and sizzle to the Oklahoma offense, but it's built on being tough.
Yeah, and especially the great teams. The great teams that you think about in Oklahoma past, the ones that were in the national championship or in the playoff, those are teams that can run the football, be physical. It all started there.
They'll spread the defense out, going 5 wide on 2nd and 10. To the air, it's Hawkins. Pressure coming. He's got his man. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. This offense really needs to get something going. Hunt on the opening drive, and now he's taking the shot. Hits him inside the 20, still going. And he got away from the defense and takes it in. Touchdown Sooner! Well, I'm not sure who was closer to the receiver there, the defensive backs or us here in the booth.
That was great execution on offense. Receiver wins the route one-on-one, shows off his speed, gets himself wide open. There was no question where the quarterback was going to happen. Nice job.
And he's going to try to return this one. He's brought down at the 16, would have been much better off to take the touchback. So now the Longhorns take over and they'll send out the offense. You want to talk about a drive where you impose your will? That's what they did running it down for a touchdown, David.
There is nothing more demoralizing than that for a defense. To be physically pounded. The run is coming. You know it's coming, and you can't stop it.
Nothing the defense can do. That is mano-a-mano up front, and your guys getting a push. They know you're running it, and they still can't stop it.
And gang tackling on this dude is a good idea. They needed it, but he still got the first down. Setting up for a 1st and 10 from the 26. On the run, it's Gibson. Still running up the 40. And he was loose and in the open field and on his way. A tremendous pickup on that one. Try to get the edge with a quick touch pass. Nice, solid form tackle from this sophomore. A lot of chapters in this rivalry. They've been in different conferences. They've been in the same conference, and now they're going to the SEC to elevate this feud.
And I feel like it just takes rivalry games in the SEC to a whole new level, right? When you think about Texas and Oklahoma, you think about past Heisman Trophy winners and national championships. And now, David, you're adding that to Florida, Georgia, Alabama, LSU. It's just an entirely different level now.
And it's just fun to watch rivalries in college football. And we've lost a lot of them with expansion. This one we get to keep. I love that they're both going to the SEC. They're going to play each other a bunch. We're going to still have this Red River rivalry that gets so many people excited. It's an unbelievable event. We've been there for game day a bunch. It is absolutely crazy.
Gets it out fast. And he almost ran away from everybody on that one. A huge pickup on that play.
Defense just didn't have an answer there on the slant throw. Once the completion was made, they just couldn't get to the ball carrier and get him down on the ground.
Skips away from pressure. And he'll finish the run in the end zone. Touchdown, Longhorn! Can these guys just score from anywhere out there? After that drive, it sure looks that way.
And that's what separates really good offenses from great offenses. Backed up in a bad position and you can still fight your way out and go get you a touchdown, that's a great drive by the offense.
On the run from inside his own 5. And he's able to pick his way through the traffic nicely for a good return on that one before he's brought down. Time for this Sooner offense to go back to work. That last drive really productive. David wound up with a touchdown. They'll try to do it again.
Yeah, so I don't expect this offense to change too much, Reese. They had a great drive. They got the touchdown. Everything working. I would expect them to keep pushing this ball downhill.
And just imagine if they could put another touchdown on the board right here. They could capture so much momentum in this game with back-to-back TDs.
You can't help but think back to last year, Jesse, when Oklahoma figured out a way to win that close game.
And Reese, Texas has been reminded every day this past year about losing that game close, too. So you knew.
And they couldn't hold off the heat, and he goes down with a sack.
Well, for this defense, finally, you're seeing pressure on the quarterback. They're outside the top 50 in sacks per game. They've been waiting to find some more consistent pressure to help them win games, and they're getting it in this game now. 3 sacks on the day. They're just simply winning and doing a better job executing up front at the point of attack.
As they get set to snap it, just about to reach the end of the quarter. And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces second down. This should be the last play of the quarter. Now the quarterback changing the original play call. Throws to the wideout. And you just don't expect your junior quarterback to get fooled and to throw it into double coverage like that.
I love the coverage in the back end by the secondary. That DB was glued to the wide receiver, staying right behind him. He was able to locate the ball and get his paw out there to knock it down.
On 3rd and long, he's going to have to throw for it. Trying to make magic with his feet. He's run out of bounds, but a big play on that one, and it'll be a first down. Both teams wanted to establish the run, and they have done exactly that in the first quarter. They've swapped ends of the field, and we're ready to go in the second. First down to start the drive after the break. Here's the handoff. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3.
Well, there's a statement by the defensive line. First down play, expecting run, and they just dominated up front. Beat their one-on-ones and forced a tackle for a loss.
And he didn't get the pitch off, and he paid the price. Guys, they've come through on the first 2 third-down tries. This one might be a little tougher. Looking to throw, and he needs a bunch. It's complete on the right side. And he's not going to get there. The defense stands tall and makes the stop.
You got to love that. On defense, one of the most critical statistics out there is how do you play on 3rd down? How do you prevent the opponent from keeping drives alive? Right there, tackling the catch. You gave up the completion. Whoop-de-doo. You set up 4th and long. You're going to get the ball back. Go get some water and celebrate.
The Sooners looking to convert on 4th down. Receivers telling the quarterback what they see. On 4th down, they'll try to throw it. They got him. It's a sack, and what a stop for this defense to turn it over on down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Looking to move it through the air. Missed his receiver there. It's incomplete. They'll line up for a second down play. After the incompletion, they go back up top. This time he's got it. He will step out of bounds, but not before the big pickup and a first down for this offense.
And a really good job focusing on the catch. A lot of people get lost on their feet and trying to stay in bounds, but did a good job catching the football first and then getting that 1 foot they needed in bounds.
They get him on the ground at the 33, but not before he picks up 6. These guys have really performed at a high level in SEC play, and the task is to try to keep this groove going.
Yeah, when you start the season like this, man, this is exactly what you drew up. Win your conference, be great in your conference, get to the conference championship. I'm not putting the cart before the horse, Palmer, but great start.
No doubt. To win the SEC is a long road. You know about that. I know about that personally. And they just got to take one game at a time. They've done an outstanding job of doing that this year.
Quickly to the tight end. He steps out of bounds, but he's got a first down on the play. The Longhorns are marching down the field. He's going to pass. Bought a little time, lets it go. And the pass hits, picked off. Not much of a chance on the return, but they'll have the ball at the 33.
Man, that is picture-perfect cover 0. When I play cover 0, I'm bringing pressure, and that ball's going to come out. Look at the defense. Ready for that ball to come out of the quarterback's hand. Nice job breaking on the football and going and making the interception.
The Sooner offense returns to the field. There have been a couple of missed opportunities for these offenses in the last couple of drives, Jesse.
And I think for this offense here, it'd be nice to hit an explosive play, be aggressive, and really pay off your defense's effort that last drive.
And instead of having to move the ball down the field consistently and then getting stopped on fourth downs, you're right. Create some of those explosives. Take those deep shots. Make those big plays.
At the 40, there he goes. Just what they were looking for, and he's got him set up in business at the 35 with a first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Looking downfield, it's Hawkins. He'll pull it down and run. Brought down just outside the red zone. He moves the chains. It's at the 22. The Sooners come to the line with a new set of downs. The give to the back. Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on second down. Toss sweep to the right. They get him after he picked up 5 and got him inside the red zone down to the 16.
Well, you're down here in the red zone. You know you've got to be able to run the football, so good call going with the toss play. Nice blocking up front. Good patience by the back finding his crease.
Wants to throw on third down. He's all the way down to the 3. Showed it all on that run. And the Sooners will try to put one on the board on first and goal. From the gun. He makes the catch at the end zone. Touchdown, Oklahoma.
Really nice job working the route and getting himself open. He was able to locate the football, snag it out of the air, and this guy now has 5 receiving touchdowns on the year.
And we're all square as he's set to kick it away. And they desperately wanted to attempt a return, but decided not to. Instead, they'll take the touchback. The Longhorns sending the offense back onto the field. After that last pick, David, they really need to take care of the ball this time.
No doubt. And Palmer, I want to know what Spurrier said to you on the sideline after a pick.
Do that again, and you'll be right here beside me for the rest of the game. You got to go out. You got to call your plays, and I hope this coaching staff isn't going to be afraid to throw at this drive.
He's going to pass on second down. Quickly complete. At midfield, he's got room. A huge play, and they get it all the way to the 45-yard line. This offense lines up feeling awfully good after that big play. On the ground, it's Gibson. And he does a really nice job finding open space and making a good gain before the stop is made.
Coaches always harp about staying ahead of the chains, and when you can run with that type of efficiency on first down, man, you are doing just that.
He'll toss it. Keeps the legs moving. And he caught that pitch in stride and was off to the races. A big gain and a first down for this offense.
I'll tell you, when I hear Texas football, I think about Bevo and I think about great running backs, man. Earl Campbell, Ricky Williams, Jamal Charles, Bijan Robinson. This dude seems like he's the next guy in that long list of game breakers at the position. He's got everything you look for in a great running back.
Short gain on the play before he slides. The Longhorns look to do some damage in the red zone. They go to the ground. Dropped after a pickup of 4 down to the 16.
It's the MO of this offense, and they really put a lot on the offensive line to go out and really try and establish their dominance and their assertiveness, and they've done a good job of that early in this game.
And this sophomore able to wreak some havoc and get the sack. The defense going to stop the clock with a timeout. They want to make sure they have everybody on the same page. They'll play it safe and try for 3. And he'll need to curl this one in from 40. They got it. It's blocked. And they scoop it up. Offense getting set for first down. They're going to test the right side with this one. Nice pickup there. Gets him the first down and sets him up at the 45-yard line. He's piled up 82 yards on the ground, and that's just another routine day for this guy who's been among the nation's leaders in rushing all season long. Off the play fake on first down. Flushed out of the pocket. Quarterback tried to scramble around for a while, but the defense able to bring him down. They've already racked up big sack numbers. It's starting to snowball, and they are ready to go again. It's complete to the right. He's close to the first down, but they're going to mark him just a little short. That big pickup on what they call the drag route, but if you hit it on time, you can hit the turbo booster.
And you've got to be accurate on the throw, too, Reese. Nice job by the QB there, putting it out in front of his receiver to make an easy catch and then advance it. And, David, on 3rd and inches right there, that's often a decision the quarterback predetermines. Who's my best guard? That's the guy I'm going to try to get behind.
And I know that defensively, too, but I'm just trying to dive and create a pile, but it's so hard to stop that play. That's why you see it ran so successful.
Well, they pick up the first down there on the screen. I love the offensive line there, allowing the pass rush to get way up the field. They completely baited their guys, made them think that they got beaten, that they were going to get the sack.
Got some room, headed to the goal line. And he's sprinting. He'll take it all the way. Touchdown Sooners!
And that is exactly what you want from your offense, man. Late in the half, you want to execute and then punch it in physically on the ground, take the lead going into the half, take all the momentum. Nice execution of the drive by that offense.
Almost ready to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. Out of the end zone. That's the kind of mistake that throws off your game plan. Come out of the end zone and you're stopped at the 8. And here comes the Texas offense back on the field. We'll see what they can do on this drive as it starts at the 8. He wastes no time and comes out throwing. Got his man downfield. There's a timeout called as this offense tries to find a way to draw a little closer. And this set of downs gets started from the 33, 1st and 10. He wants to throw. Steps away. Going to try to get it himself. And he gets it just beyond the line of scrimmage before he gets down. They'll try to kick it into overdrive. Clock's running, 2nd down coming. He's looking to throw. Got his man quickly. There's a timeout on the field. Tight game here late in the first half. They have it at the 43, 3rd and short, trying to avoid making a decision on 4th down. Fires into traffic, intercepted. Didn't let him get loose on the return, but he'll take it as they have the ball at the 47.
This is obviously not a great start for this quarterback here. 2 interceptions already in this game. He's got to do a much better job with his decision here.
Trying to start the drive with a pass. Fires to the right. Pass on the way. It's picked off. And he's brought down, and this defense gets the ball back to its own.
Not all DBs make the play at the end, right? They can bat the ball down, they can be in position, but they don't really secure the football. Great job by the DB securing the football and forcing the turnover.
Caught in the backfield, it's Gibson. And they'll stop him just short of the first down, just inches away from moving the sticks. The offense calls timeout, and they won't have any more left this half. Wants to throw on 2nd down. Time to take a shot. And it's incomplete, going for the massive, explosive play instead. They're looking at a 3rd down. After the incompletion on 2nd down, it's 3rd and inches. They're going to go to the air on 3rd and short. And the incomplete pass will bring up 4th down. And the Longhorns decide to punt it away. They ought to be able to use this first punt to pin them deep. And that is textbook instructional video. Out of bounds right around the goal line. Running out of time here in the first half. They're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. A solid pickup there before the defense is able to make the stop. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. 6-yard pickup on 1st down. Leaves them with 2nd and 4. Quarterback checking off. To throw, it's Hawkins. They're bringing heat. That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin in our halftime update.
Fellas, what an environment there today. All the animosity and flat-out hatred that comes with a good old-fashioned rivalry game on display in that first half. These quarterbacks have been spinning that ball so far, but just when you think you got to drop 5 or 6 into coverage, these dual-threat QBs can burn you on the ground. I think realistically, the defense that's able to best contain one of those aspects is going to be the defense that breaks serve and finds a path to victory. That said, let's get back to the field and our guys in the booth to see who comes out on top of this rivalry contest.
All right, Kevin about ready to get things cranked back up here. The Sooners will kick it away first, and we'll start the second half. Here's the return from inside his 10. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. And here come the Horns. They've got it again on offense. They got a lot done through the air in the first half, and they might need even more production here in the second. He hurls one deep down the left side. And he is finding wide open defenders all over the field. His third interception of the day.
What a nice catch by the defensive back. Listen, a lot of times you see DBs get in position to make plays, but there's a reason they play DB and not wide receiver. Great job finishing the interception, catching the ball, and making a big play.
He's piled up 97 yards rushing, and that should be no surprise. He's been among the nation's elite all season. The big pickup on first down leaves them with 2nd and 1. Trying to burn this defensive back. Snags it inside the 20. And they pick up a better than 30 yards on that completion before the defense brings him down.
And a big reason why this team has the lead in this game is because of plays like that. They know they've got firepower throwing the ball. They've got the dudes outside that can make things happen.
And it's caught! Touchdown, Oklahoma! They've extended this lead, guys, but sometimes in a rivalry game, you get down and you fight back that much harder.
Man, you've seen crazy comebacks and crazy swings of momentum in rivalry games. You just need that first thing to break your way.
And I think it really comes down to their key playmakers, David. They can come back, but these guys need to take ownership. Now's the time. In this type of game, they have got to step up and start making plays.
Here comes the Texas offense. This is when the pressure can ramp up a little bit on an offense, David, when they start feeling the heat to answer a score.
And I think being down 14, you can kind of feel that way. But, dude, if you put a good drive together, this is a 7-point game. So, Palmer, no need to panic.
I was just going to say, David, I mean, this thing can flip quick. You go down, score, all of a sudden your defense gets a stop, or who knows, better yet, gets a turnover. This game is entirely different.
Still running at the 40. Finally run out of bounds, but he has this offense rolling with a first down. And the Longhorns moving quickly to the line. He's now over 150 yards on the ground, and you start putting yourself in that ethereal company of great Longhorn running backs.
Yeah, there's so many of them that we could go back and Cedric Benson and Ricky Williams and just recently Bijan Robinson. Man, they find highly talented dudes. Just guys that you know when you hand them the ball, good things are going to happen.
And this offense is desperate to keep this drive alive, trailing by multiple possessions, and it's getting late. Might as well stick with him. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3. The Longhorns line up to punt it away. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. That is just gorgeous. Knocks it out of bounds inside the 5-yard line. Here come the Sooners ready to go on offense. Boy, David, they would love to stack another touchdown on top of that last drive.
And this offense did such a good job on the last drive. Everything in rhythm, moved the ball down the field, didn't make those mistakes, Jesse, and they need to do it again on this one.
Yeah, you're right. They had the defense on their heels. You wonder what sort of communication was going on that sideline. What sort of changes were they able to make, because they got to stop the bleeding right now.
And it's really nice to have a workhorse running back that you know you can feed and get productive gain after gain. Now over 100 yards. You've already got some separation on the scoreboard. I would continue to feed this work creation.
Well, this offense came into the game knowing they wanted to be physical, they wanted to establish the line of scrimmage, and they're running downhill right at this defense, and they're churning out positive yardage early.
Feeling some heat. Just gets rid of it to the running back underneath. Stopped after making the catch.
This defense is going to have to be careful. Not only do they have to worry about this guy running the football, but they've got to keep their eye on him when he runs routes, too. He is a versatile back.
Looking to pass. It's Hawkins. He's got it down the middle. Good job running that route to get past the sticks because he got nothing after the catch. The Sooners had this offense rolling. Going up top on first down. Can't find his man as he took a shot trying to deliver that football, and it'll be second down. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. Quarterback will audible. On second down, he'll let it fly. He'll try to do it himself. Nifty little scamper on this one. Enough for the first down, and he slides in safely.
He does a good job of dropping back, going through his progressions. Nothing there. What do? Go get some yardage. Make it positive. Don't sit back in the pocket and force something into a bad situation or take a sack. Great job making something out of nothing.
He's got his man. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there and still a little ground cover to pick up the first. And here comes the offense on second down. He's looking to throw. Now he's going to break the pocket. He's got his man, makes the grab. Good job by the receiver there not to run into coverage, but to find a spot that the quarterback can throw him the ball.
Yeah, on those types of routes, Reese, they say if you're looking, you're booking. So if that's man coverage, the receiver's staring at the quarterback all the way across the field. That time, the receiver didn't give the quarterback his eyes, so they were on the same page. They both knew it was zone, and they executed that.
And the Sooners come to the line with a fresh set of downs. They're threatening to score, and they'll throw it. I don't think that's the way they drew it up. Incomplete. This defense just can't get off the field. The offense unstoppable. Misfired on first down, back to the air on second. And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf.
This QB has been so comfortable all day long. Obviously having a ton of success. You've got to affect him. You've got to put some hits on him, those body blows, so you can make him wear out and physically feel you. This is the...
Nowhere to go, and the ball is loose. Defense coming up with a huge fumble recovery. And he's brought down, and this defense gets the ball back for its own. And the quarterback just couldn't bring himself to pull the trigger and get rid of the ball, and they knock it free.
So let's give the secondary tons of credit, right, Reese? They were doing an outstanding job in the back end, in coverage, not allowing any receivers open, and that's why the QB had to keep holding it and keep holding it. That allowed the pass rush to get to him, and that created the turnover.
Movement here from the tight end. Off the play fake on first down to throw. And this sophomore able to wreak some havoc and get the sack. A first down sack can wreck a drive. Let's see what they've got on 2nd and 14. Quarterback on the keeper. Not a whole lot of progress made there on the short run.
Well, the QB decided to keep it on that one. And listen, if you had his athleticism, you'd want to keep it too. Almost every time they run these types of option plays. But he's just going to have to do a good job of...
He lost it high and deep down the left side. And it is another interception. Just a terrible struggle for this quarterback.
3rd and long is difficult. You have to push the ball down the field. Nothing worse than watching people dink and dunk on 3rd and long and get tackled and run the punt unit on. I like the aggressiveness. Try to push the ball down the field. It's not the worst thing in the world. You throw an INT, it's kind of like a punt.
This is the kind of performance, guys, that sort of etches your name in the lore of a rivalry.
And playing big in this big moment, on this big stage, it is so nice to have a playmaker like that you can highlight, that you can focus on, that you can trust in.
He was so excited coming into this game, too, because he knows that oftentimes your legacy as a player is defined by how you play in rivalry games like this.
He had all kinds of company as soon as he got it. He had to fight his way back just to get to the line of scrimmage. Got stuffed on first down. It's 2nd and 10. Scanning the field, it's Hawkins. Throws to the back. And he drops it just a little too slippery in the hands. Now facing a 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. And he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete. The Sooners will punt this one away. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. Running it back, it's Gibson. Everybody stays in their lanes well enough, and they stop him at the 31-yard line. So Texas has it again, and here comes the offense. After throwing the pick on the last drive, need to take care of the ball this time, Jesse.
We're going to find out a lot about this quarterback right here, too. How does he fight through adversity after that last drive?
Yeah, clear the mechanism, move on. That's a part of it, right? If you're going to be a great player, you got to learn how to handle these mistakes and move on.
Keep it on the ground.
And that's all you want, right? You want that first down, understand the situation, understand I got to get north and south, get a first down, get a new set of downs.
Handoff from the gun. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
How about the defender being a heat-seeking missile? He was on radar lock. He found the football and flew down with some bad intentions.
And they get him on the ground, and that'll probably do it for the 3rd quarter. And you want to talk about his favorite receiver, it might be everybody, based on the number of guys getting touches and a chance to show off their hands in the passing game. One more quarter to play, and it might be unlikely, but hey, it's college football. Comebacks happen. Now facing a 3rd down as they line up after the break. He's looking downfield to throw. And this sophomore's going to learn you can't force that type of pass. Very lucky to get it back. Coach has no choice here. The offense has to stay on the field, down multiple possessions this late. 4th down. Just flying through the air like a superhero to make the grab. Finally, some signs of life from this offense, which has done nothing in the 2nd half. It's 1st and 10. Quarterback, quick pass to the receiver. The defense wouldn't let him loose, and even though it's a completion, they lost yardage.
Got to give the defense credit. Watching film, anticipating. They knew that this offense had this play in their back pocket. They knew about the speed of this wide receiver in different ways they were going to try to get him involved. Everybody on defense on the same page, playing together. I love it.
This will be the 8th play of the drive, but a great opportunity for the defense to get off the field. On 3rd and long, he has to throw for it. Quarterback strolling away from heat. Good job to get everything he could, then get down with the slide.
You know, QBs want to make those big plays. They want to put up the big stacks, but when nothing's there, sometimes you just tuck the ball, get a minimal gain. I like the slide, by the way, too. Get down and don't take a big hit.
Down in the 4th quarter, it's too late for empty possessions. They'll go for it on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. Finds his man in the middle. And they'll finally get him down after a terrific pickup.
You got to have better tackling in the back end on defense. The guy didn't have the first once he had the ball in his hand, but because you missed the tackle, they've now got a fresh set of downs.
Here's a quick throw out to the left. Touchdown, Texas! And they take it in for 6 more points. Oh, Uncle Mo has changed sidelines.
Look out, brother. Here's what happens, right? Something happens, get you close in the ball game. The defense needs to come out here, get a stop, get that ball back for the offense. Oh, Uncle Mo on your side.
About to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. And here's the return. He was looking for more running room, but none to be found as he stopped at the 23. Now the Oklahoma offense will go back to work. After giving up that last touchdown, they still got the lead, but now feeling a little bit of pressure to answer with one of their own, David.
Man, it gets a little bit tight. Listen, we're getting later in the ball game. This offense punted last time. They got to find a few plays, Paula, that they really love here. Steal some momentum back in this ball game.
They do, David, and after watching their defense just get gashed down the field that last drive, the dream drive for this offense would be to matriculate the ball down the field, eat up some clock, and finish it off with a touchdown.
To the air, it's Hawkins. He fires to the left side. Oh, and he gets downfield for the big catch. The defense got caught that time, and they finally get him on the ground at the 41. The Sooners will line it up on 1st and 10. He's looking to throw it. He makes the connection.
Well, he's putting up big numbers coming into this one. You knew the quarterback was going to go his way early and often. And with that last catch, he's now got over 500 yards receiving on the year.
On 2nd down, wants to throw. Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face 3rd down. We'll see if they go back to the air after the incompletion. It's 3rd and 5. They keep attacking through the air. And the defense gets home and makes a play at the 37-yard line. And the Sooners will try to pin them back with the punt. No return coming. He'll call for the fair catch. So now the Longhorns take over and they'll send out the offense. Pulls it, fired complete. Smashes through the tackle. Then they'll finally catch up to him, but not before a big chunk of yardage is picked up. With the 1st down, they'll put it and play it from the 33. And there was nowhere to go for this quarterback, and down he goes.
And giving up 3 sacks a week ago, now you've already given up 4 sacks. They got to find a way to protect their quarterback. Give him a little bit more time.
Looking for room, it's Gibson. Ball's at the 29. Defense can taste getting off the field. It's 3rd and long. Looking to throw, and he needs a chunk play. It's complete. A huge pickup. He's into the open down the middle. Touchdown, Longhorns! And once he found daylight, it was Katie bar the door, baby.
And it's now the 2nd time this wide receiver has scored. Another outstanding job with the route. Great job securing the catch.
And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Dynamite matchup this week, fellas. Let's show you what's going down. Oregon State has the lead right now, but this Reser Stadium crowd is restless. They just haven't been able to separate themselves yet today. They're up by 6 over Middle Tennessee.
The give to the tailback.
We'll circle back. If anything big happens, you should know about it.
Thanks for the update on that one, Kevin. Let us know when it goes final. They'll leave it with him. Tripped up at the 25 after picking up 4.
I think you run that play so you stay out of 3rd and long. 3rd and long is not where an offense ever wants to thrive. 3rd and medium, hey, I'm good with that. So you run that play to make sure you're set up for a good 3rd down.
The Sooners are stopped, but not before getting the 1st down.
They came into this game today knowing that this guy was going to have to leave his mark in this one, toting the rock, and he's done that. He's come up with some big plays, and he continues to do that here late at a juncture where they've got to continue running it if they're going to win.
Firing to the right, complete. And the big gain, and they've got it on the 46.
And as a defense, how scary is it having to defend this guy? He's one of the fastest players in America, and you saw it on that last play. It's not necessarily throwing him the ball over your head. They just get it to him quickly. The hard part now is running and tackling that guy. Not easy to do.
Welcome to the frustrating reality of college football. Like, the guy at the quarterback spot, he can just do that. Pull it down, get positive yards, makes the defense have to account for him every single play.
And he scoots his way to the first down and then slides to avoid the hit. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Quarterback reacting to what the D is showing. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3.
And sometimes for the defense, it just takes one play, right, to create some momentum. Obviously, this guy's been eating them up. He's got over 100 yards rushing on the day. But finally, David, they get something positive here in the run game defensively.
But you kind of know that coming in. He's going to get his. Such a great back, and he's had a great day. Need to put more plays together like that right there.
That is exactly what you're looking for when you talk explosive plays. The defense finally able to make the stop.
Let's not overcomplicate things. My guy is better than all of your guys. No matter how I give it to him, I'm going to keep feeding. That's over 150 yards now. What a day for this wide receiver.
The clock has stopped as we have reached the 2-minute warning here in the ballgame. Down to the 12-yard line, it's first down. Running back searching for a hole.
It's all tied up. This offensive line, they want the pressure. They want everything to go through them here. They're saying, look, let's just run the ball. Let's get this thing down closer and closer to the goal line. Let's bleed some clock and put ourselves in a position to win.
That's what you expect from a senior. Don't give them any extra yards. Great tackle there. Timeout called by the defense. It's their first of the half as they'll make some adjustments. Not a lot of ground to cover and not much to defend. A big third down in the red zone. They'll give it to the back. Touchdown Sooners! And with that, they move out front here in the fourth.
What a great game, tied late in the ballgame. Who's going to make the big play? They come up with it late, take the lead. Nice execution. It's hard to execute in these moments. People get tight. The score's tied late in the game. I don't want to mess up, but this offense doesn't worry about messing up. They put the ball in the end zone and take the lead.
I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. The Longhorns sending the offense back onto the field. These are the games. These are the moments. This is the opportunity for the finish that people remember in racing to the right. The 30. Inside the 10. And he'll take it in. They couldn't get him on the ground. Touchdown, Texans!
And great job executing. The offense did what they needed to do. You got somewhat of a decision here. Do you want to kick it, tie it up? I think you do with this time frame. 1 to 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter. You probably want to do that, but you could push the envelope. You could go for 2 and try to take the lead.
And he takes this from inside the 5. And good work by the coverage team to knock down the return man. Here comes the Oklahoma offense. A pretty good bit of ground to cover here, Jesse, but they've got some time to work with.
They do. So tempo is going to be important. You got to go fast. You just got to make good decisions at the quarterback position.
And those good decisions are throwing the ball beyond the sticks, using the sidelines to get out of bounds, trying to maximize this time and get in a position to win.
Looking to throw, it's Hawkins. Trying to escape and get it himself. When you've been around like this guy has, you know how valuable picking up the first down with your feet can be. Timeout is called. Clock stops. 13 seconds to go in the game.
Timeout, Oklahoma.
With a first down, they'll snap it from the 32. Looking to move it through the air. He's going to take off. Still on his feet at the 45. They'll use the timeout. 6 seconds left on the clock. The Sooners will snap it on 1st and 10. Quarterback checking the play. Looking to go up top on first down. Pass falls incomplete, and there are still 3 seconds left.
This really has been a master class by the quarterback with decision-making, right? We've already seen him throw multiple touchdown passes in the game. He's understood when to take his shots and when to throw it away when things aren't there, like on that last play.
Short throw to the sideline is complete, and he's out of bounds. He'll be short of the first down. 4 quarters, not enough to settle this one. We're headed to overtime.
And these teams have played so well, back and forth, evenly contested game. How about a little free football, Jesse?
Yeah, I love this, David. Free football. And finding out which of these two teams is the most mature. Who can settle down now with the game on the line and make the big play.
All right, guys, so here we go in overtime. And just to refresh everyone's memory, alternating possessions starting on the opponent's 25.
And it's so nice to be on defense first, to set the tone, to understand what you need. Try to hold them to a field goal. The offense knows they can do their job to go out and get a win. Just 2 possessions, Palmer, like you got to be at your best.
Yeah, and I love the new rules, too, because in the third overtime possession, it goes to alternating 2-point plays. Back and forth. Who's got anything left in the tank here in OT?
From the gun, the running back has it. Finds a little bit of room. Give him a couple down to the 23. Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on second down. Off the play fake. He's got an open man. Down to the 3-yard line, and that's where they'll have it first and goal.
I love when you sell the run like that quarterback did right there. Stuck it in the belly of the running back, pulls it out, runs the play action. Great job of confusing the defense a little bit, making them honor the run, and then throwing the ball in the lanes right behind them.
It's an offense that takes pride in being physical. They try to get it going on the ground, but no gain on that one.
Just nowhere to run, not a lot of wiggle room for the ball carry.
This defense came in.
Touchdown, Longhorns! They jump on top here in OT. Now to push the lead to 7 in overtime.
Speed kills this offense. They've got multiple guys that can burn you. You can see it doesn't take them long to light up the scoreboard.
And the extra point is good. Now on first down, they need to answer with a touchdown. Leaves it with the running back. A 7-yard pickup. It'll be 2nd and 3.
Now, when I'm in OT and I start to get in this territory, I gotta be thinking touchdown. Like, what are my plays that I can go to now? I ran the football. I showed a little bit of conservativeness. I gotta take advantage of a shot out wide. What's my best go-to play in this situation?
It's 3rd down, and they need to get it in the end zone to stay in the game here in OT. They know what's in front of them. They have to answer that score with a touchdown. They'll try the run. Works his way down to the 10-yard line after a pickup of 3. Going to work on 2nd down in the red zone. Is still some ground to cover to pick up that first down. Pocket starts to collapse. They get enough rush, and it pays off. The sack at the 20.
What a beautiful day for the defense. A sack for you. A sack for you. Everybody gets a sack. Everything good happening for this defense.
Getting some heat. That pass is well off target. He got hit as he was trying to throw, and they can't convert on 3rd down. 4th and long, and they have to pick it up to keep their chances alive. On 4th down, he'll try to toss it. That'll do it. The sack ends it as the defense puts the final nail in the coffin. This game always brings out the best in both teams, but today, Jesse, Texas' best was a little better.
And this is a win for them that's going to help their recruiting. Coaches are going to get paid for. But most importantly, David, Texas gets bragging rights for another whole year.
A whole year of bragging. And a whole year of telling OU fans, you're not as good as us. You can throw up the hook 'em horns. You can do it with pride. A lot on the line every year in the Red River rivalry.
It may not be a crown, but it's a hat, and it is golden. In this latest edition of the Red River rivalry, it goes to Texas. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis. Until next time, that'll do it for this edition of EA Sports College Football.